Filmed in the breathtaking castle of Balsoreno in Italy's Abruzzi Mountains. The Lickerish Quartet find three people obsessed with an erotic film that features a striking young blonde woman. A jaded, wealthy couple watch a stag movie in their castle home, along with her adult son. The son is tasty, so they go into town and watch a circus-like thrill ride. The daredevil woman in the show looks exactly like one of the women in the movie. So the men invite her to join them for a nightcap. Tension among the family seems to rise. She stays overnight, and during her 24 hours in the castle, each of its three residents involve her in a fantasy. She in turn keeps asking who has the gun. Will there be violence before it's over? The movie begins in one of Masger's favorite settings, the decadent home of wealthy European aristocrat. The father, the mother, and the son are watching a stag movie. Then they go out to a carnival and see a girl on a motorcycle, who appears to be the girl in the film. They bring her home and show the film again, but it has mysteriously changed in the projector, and you can't see the girl's face. Then let's see, the girl turns out to be the same girl after all, and seduces the husband in a scene in a library. And the film changes so that now it's about how the husband met the wife during the war, when he was a soldier and she was a prostitute. Are you following all this? Meanwhile, the girl and the son make love, and then the girl and the woman get together. But then the girl goes back into the stag film, and the person in the woman's arm turns into her husband. After which, two other couples watch a stag film which star the original four characters. By this point, Mike Royko's friend Slad Grobnik would be squirming in his seat and wondering who told him this was a skin flick. He'd have company. The movie isn't good enough to succeed on the level of its ambition, and it does not even try to succeed as a skin flick. So I see it. Why indeed, unless you enjoy Metzger's splendid camera work, his feeling for the way a camera should move during love sequences, and his occasional gift for noticing specific detail. There is a close-up in this movie of a navel of all things, and the way Metzger lead into this shot make the close-up more exciting than all the so-called stag film his character were watching. I suppose though that even between Radley Metzger fans and naval fetishists, you still don't have much of an audience. The unnamed family in Radley Metzger's The Lickerish Quartet is the kind of rich that sees other human as its plaything. Their money insulates them from having to deal with the world outside, and when they choose to engage, that same money ensures that the interaction happens only on their terms and under their control. And it's this principle that guides all of the film, from the hermetically sealed estate with its two-dimensional black and white that happen on command, while the trio dispassionately analyze what they are watching, to the erotic fantasies of each, all of which carefully conform to their imagined vision of what love should be, though the seal is so tight that the outside world really doesn't get in. There are periodic examples of the moneyed blindness that affect the wealthy family. The carnival, for example, exists only for their pleasure, and there's never any question that girl won't agree to accompany them home. After all, when you have that kind of money, you automatically have power, and it's a power that no one dares disobey. We also never see any servant, but they are clearly there. The castle is spotless, despite the family's stated lack of knowledge about it, just out of sight, neither seen nor heard, just like the working class should be. The comfortable expectation that world obey their will is also confirmed by the fantasies of the family, but particularly that of the man. He rewrite the opening of the scene to erase an error in judgment and smooth over the start of his engagement with the girl. And from there everything about her is a perfect match for his sensibilities and his vision of women. Her dress is ferociously revealing and she climbs on a ladder the moment one is available to her, revealing herself to him further and confirming that just as he expects from women like her, she is not wearing underwear. His virile dominant performance with her is straight out of his dreams, not only proving once and for all that his wife is wrong about his alleged impotence, but also confirming to him that women who make erotic films are eager, willing, and obedient. A word he specifically uses when describing women in general. Everything he imagines is revealed to be true, up to and including, at least for a time, the truth that even virgins are eager to be taken by the right kind of man. The man's sated smugness in telling his wife that the girl was a virgin is among Wolf's best moments in the movie. The boy, meanwhile, imagines the girl very differently. With him, she is more assertive, but still demure, and guide him out of his head and his fear, and into a carefully constructed real world. She shows him to how to let go and just be. The fact that his attempt at being no doubt smooth and free in his head is terribly awkward and uncomfortable when we see it is such a wonderful touch by Mesger, and the love, as Mesger himself later described it, take place in a pristine Garden of Eden atmosphere. For someone as connected to religious mysticism and as mixed up about love as the boy is, this is the only way he could accept his own physical pleasure, love, but make it consecrated. And for the woman, the girl is a lifeline, a guide to a place she's never been. Trapped in a marriage that seemed unloving, and with a spouse whose interest in her romantic need, and maybe ability, willingness to satisfy them, appear to be limited at best. She is desperate for something new, something else. To this, the girl, the one who in some version of the Stack film happily has love with another woman, is her answer, her human escape. The fact that the girl brings the woman to orgasm while a film of her having love with the man play is perhaps interesting, as it implies the possibility that some of her fantasy could be introduced into the world outside of her head. It's also worth noting that her imagined film also features the girl tying her up, suggesting another interest that she can't yet bring herself to make flesh, even in her own fantasies. The presence of the man in the woman's fantasy is powerful because it's the only time that a member of the family make a potentially positive appearance in the mind of another. The man's fantasy is, on a very basic level, all about proving his wife wrong, whereas the boy's serve almost entirely to purify the act that his parents have sullied, for him at least in his imagination. It's striking, then, where we see the boy as the film ends, acting out an even more dispassionate version of the carefully staged, jaded pantomime of eroticism that his parents once practiced. He doesn't seem any less disgusted by it than he was before. Indeed, everything about his manner suggests that he is still repelled by the filth in which he and his friend are pretending to luxuriate. But this particular brand of arrogance and elitism appear to be his inheritance, one from which he is either unwilling or unable to escape. Anyway, I am sure I understood just a small percentage of this, but it's awesome. Also, Frank Wolf is the greatest, and the boy look way too much like Eric Foreman. for it not to be unsettling. Some rich early 70s sophistos inexplicably stand around an opulent room watching a crappy steak film. The people in the film look attractive enough. Too bad it's run through a projector that would have seemed ancient in 1969. They then go to the circus and watch some motorbike devils ride around. One of the daredevils take her helmet off and they recognize her from the movie they just watched. She goes back to the castle. If that's what it is, and they watch more of this crappy stag movie, which is silent, black and white, and has line through the footage. The director also keep cutting away to the reaction shot of the bloodless rich people watching it. It's hard to see rich people in 70s fashion standing around luxurious room